learn some sign language. What are you doing? Hello! Today I'm coming to you from a different place. Mwahaha. All in preparation for Pride Month. Sort of. Anyway, you might remember from last week's video how I feel about masks becoming more mainstream. If you haven't seen that yet, I suggest you go and check it out. I'll put a link in the card above up here, but I'll also put it down in the description and at the end of the video as well, so don't go anywhere just yet. Open it in a new tab. Something I completely forgot to mention, and by that I mean provide a nice segue into this video, was how people wearing masks are affecting deaf and hard of hearing people. There's a thing going around about clear masks so that people can lip read, and as brilliant as those are, there are some problems, and these haven't always been picked up by the places writing about them because they don't always wear masks a lot. But as somebody who has for the past 2 years or so, they are going to fog up, and these articles have not addressed that, really. There was one by the BBC that did, well done. But I also have a video about how to stop VogFog, and it will probably work for the clear windows on masks as well. Can't say for definite because I haven't tried it, but there is no reason why not. But if you don't have access to masks with clear windows in it, I want to talk about how you can communicate with deaf and hard of hearing people if you don't know sign language. I want to preface this with, learn some sign language. What are you doing? Start small. I'm not expecting every single person to always be fluent, but learn things like thank you, hello, how are you, / are you okay? If you work in retail, learn some signs for would you like a bag? Just some basic signs so that if you needed to help somebody who is deaf, you could. But also preferably learn the language, it's beautiful. But in the interim, here are some things you can do to communicate with deaf people. A lot of our understanding comes from visual cues. Use your face. Can you tell if I am angry, or can you tell if I am smiling and happy without seeing that part of my face? Am I happy or angry? Am I happy or angry? Am I content and comfortable, or am I unhappy? Am I distressed? Am I worrying about something? Am I confused, or am I relaxed? You can put across tone and emotion and sort of give context to what you're trying to communicate with just using your eyes and your face. And don't be afraid to still smile if you have a mask on. Just because you can't see your mouth doesn't mean that the shape of your mouth doesn't affect your face. This is something that's really important in British Sign Language, or most sign languages that I can think of, because your facial expression helps to convey exactly what you're signing. Trusty old pen and paper. So this is a notebook that I carry around all the time, isn't it pretty? And I have conversations in it. So it kind of works both ways. So if I'm communicating with somebody that doesn't sign but I can't hear them, and often I can't hear how loud I need to be for them to hear me, so I'm just going to yell, they're going to be uncomfortable, and I'm going to hurt my voice. So I often write things like this. It says, "Hi, I'm deaf and I can't be asked to shout. Can I have a JD and Coke with no ice, please?" Bartenders love this because it's just simple and easy, they can read it, they understand. And it's very similar with deaf people. So I have actual full-blown conversations in here. Actual conversations just to and from with somebody else so that I don't have to shout, they don't have to repeat themselves 100 times, and it's access. So these are just friendly conversations, but I also use this in loud shopping centres, in a shop if I can't understand someone, particularly if they are also wearing a mask or they have their face covered for whatever reason. And it's just sort of, the easiest way. One of the biggest tips I have for if you're going to write something down is don't spend too much time figuring out how you're going to write something, just write it down. Sometimes I'll hand over my notebook and my pen and somebody will spend ages thinking what to write, whereas if they were talking verbally to me, they wouldn't spend ages thinking about what they were going to say. So just write as if you would speak. It's fine. Don't worry about how it's going to sound, whether it's too polite, too blunt. It's fine. It's written, we're getting the information in a timely manner. Next, if you are caught without pen and paper, you can use your phone. If you know the person, you can just text to each other so you don't have to pass the phone. But if you don't know the person, you can use your notes section. It's not really something I do because I always carry my piece of paper, but you know, you can write something on the notes and then show it to the person. Not sure if that worked. But with social distancing and having to keep 2 meters apart from everybody, the notes text is quite small. So can you read that from over there? I don't think you can. So there's this app called Make It Big. What it does is it makes it big. I'm also not sponsored by this app. It's just good. It's free as well on the App Store. I use Apple, but I think it exists on Android, and I think it's called the Big app. It's something like that. If you type in Make It Big, it should come up. Android friends, if you know the answer to this, put it in the comments below. What is it called? How can you get it? Is it free? Thanks. So it makes it big. How do you have a pen? I think you should be able to read some of that from there, but also we are on video and you could be small. If you are doing a good thing and learning sign language and you are trying to communicate with somebody, you don't know sign language well enough to actually fully respond to them, there are other apps you can use. These are usually for people that are learning sign language, they have an understanding of facial expressions, how to put signs into sentences, etc. There's an app I use called Sign BSL. It's not perfect and you cannot learn sign language just from this app. It might teach you the signs, but contextually it's different. If you needed to ask a deaf person for a pen, you can Google the sign and sign it back to them. Pen, and if they had a pen, then you can take it and write stuff down. Don't try to do every single word like do. Ah yes, I have the sign for do. Do. Wait. What's the sign for you? Ah. You. Good. What's the sign for have? Oh no. It's giving you a whole list of different words, none of which are have. Own. Let's go with own. Own. What's a? A. Don't think you do that in sign language, but I've seen people do this. Pen. Don't do that. You're going to be there for a year. If, in the worst case scenario, your phone has died, you don't have enough data to download the Big app, you can't read the notes section from 2 meters away, you don't know any sign, you haven't got a pen, you haven't got a paper, and neither does the other person. Visual cues. Again, I don't like saying this. Miming is not the same as sign language, but you can use physical mimes as gestures. So, you, pen. To write stuff down, pen. Yeah, it's not ideal. You can try. It doesn't always work, but as a last case scenario, try. So if you are in retail and you are scanning a deaf customer's items, you can hold up a bag and say, bag, point, gesture. If someone's saying bathroom, you could go, yes, that way, or point upwards to a sign if you have one. You can lead somebody there, you can say, follow me. Things like that. And none of those, to my knowledge, are BSL signs or any sort of sign language signs from whatever sign language you use, just to make that absolutely clear. Those were just mimes of examples of gestures you could do. I hope that has helped on how you can communicate with deaf people when you're wearing a mask, and if lip reading is off the table for whatever reason. Don't forget to like this video, drop a comment down below, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a new video. Videos go up every Saturday at 6 PM UK time, with at least one bonus video every single month. This coming month is Pride Month, so there will be 2 videos each week. See ya!